KCME welcomes cellist Scott Kluckstall of the Veronika String Quartet. The two concerts coming up, starting off Saturday, January 17th at 7:30 p.m. at Ascension Episcopal Church in Pueblo, is part of their 25th anniversary program. The event is called Transcendency. Now, there's going to be the same concert performed here in Colorado Springs, Sunday, January 18th at 2 p.m. at the Colorado Springs Fine Arts Center. Transcendency features music by Charles Ives, Shostakovich, and Tchaikovsky. Scott, thank you for coming out and taking time to speak to us.
Well, thank you. It's very nice to be here.
You're the newest member of the Veronika String Quartet, and you're also the lone American of the quartet.
Yes, I am, although my relationship with the quartet actually goes quite far back into the 90s when I had the good fortune of being a guest cellist, a fifth. Sitting next to the founding cellist, Rosa Borisova. So we do go way back, and it's really lovely to now be a standing member of the quartet.
Let's talk about the concert Transcendency. This is one of the concerts you're having this year to celebrate your silver jubilation, the 25th anniversary of the Veronika String Quartet, which was founded in 1989.
Yes, it's very exciting.
It's hard to think of 1989 being 25 years ago, firstly.
Can you believe it?
And you've got one of the founding members still with you. Who is that?
Well, two.
Oh, there's two? Okay.
Our two violinists, Veronika and Karina, are founding members and founded the quartet in Moscow under the guidance of the magnificent cellist Valentin Berlinsky of the Borodin String Quartet.
Okay. Your website is veronikastringquartet.com. I thought I'd mention that before we continue. There's information on your performances, all four members of the Veronika String Quartet,
yes,
and lots of information. Veronika is spelled Veronika, so it's veronikastringquartet.com. The event coming up, Transcendency, Charles Ives, we were talking about Charles Ives, who composed music, really groundbreaking music, but he's also an insurance salesman.
Oh, yes. It's hard to know where to begin when we talk about Charles Ives.
He's a multi-talented gentleman.
Yeah.
The two pieces that you're performing by Charles Ives, let's talk about them. What is the first piece? It's subtitled A Revival?
Yes, it's his first string quartet, and it's based on church hymns. Ives was a really gifted organist and a trained musician. At Yale, he wrote the work when he was studying with the American composer Horatio Parker.
You mentioned the Salvation Army with this?
That is how I know of the quartet. It's sort of nicknamed.
This utilizes some really traditional folk tunes as well?
Yes.
Okay. But it's got that Charles Ives touch to it.
It does. He is really breaking barriers down and working with polytonality, polyrhythmic, tone clusters, and so forth.
It's also said that it's something that's challenging for the performer. Would you say
yes,
something that keeps you on your toes?
It is.
So to speak.
One of the things that keeps us players on our toes is how quickly Ives can shift around the contrasts of little snippets of tunes and then immediately without a transition into another tune and so on, just with great rapidness.
Now, the other piece, and it's a short piece, the Scherzo for String Quartet called Holding Your Own.
Holding Your Own, yeah. It's a great title because it's really talking about the musicians having to each hold their own through all these complicated rhythms and keys at the same time, and doing this all simultaneously, sometimes with each other, sometimes right against one another. And working with polyrhythms where you have to play many different meters all at the same time. So you have four people and you will have people playing in four different time screens at the same time.
From Charles Ives, we go to Dmitri Shostakovich, and this is an early chamber piece of his, and actually it was lost for a long time.
The elegy and the polka. Yes, it was. This was written actually well before his first string quartet, as I understand it, and the Viome Quartet, very famous in the day, asked him to write two sort of encore pieces for string quartet. And so the elegy is absolutely gorgeous, and the polka is absolutely as hilarious as that elegy is gorgeous.
You know, looking at the notes here, I didn't see this part at the bottom. You're talking about the polka being a hilarious piece. Mm-hmm. It mentions the ballet Golden Age by Shostakovich, which is a satire on a bureaucrat, funny and sarcastic at the same time. So I know exactly what you're going to be playing, and Shostakovich does that so very well.
Yeah. Oh, it's if people laugh when we play it, then we've done our job right.
Yeah. Let's talk about Peter Tchaikovsky's String Quartet Number 3, and that's the fourth piece you're going to play. Tell me about that.
Well, it is an enormous work. It's the third complete quartet, the final complete quartet that Tchaikovsky wrote. But this quartet is, unlike the Shostakovich light works, this is very serious, and I think quite sad. It's in 4 movements. The third movement is a funeral march, and quite tragic in nature.
How does the theme transcendency apply to these pieces? That's kind of a big question, but...
We chose the theme transcendency. It can mean so many things. You know, when one transcends, you move to a different realm. Mm-hmm. And we chose this in large part because Ives was a follower of the transcendentalist movement, you know, Emersonian philosophy and so forth. And we thought that that would be a nice name for this particular program. Although the Tchaikovsky Quartet as well transports the listener to a completely different, a new place, we thought it was really fitting for this program.
Now, can we touch on something that Veronika does, the Heartstring Project? That is a community outreach program?
Yes. When we are together throughout the year, we make it a priority to visit senior citizen housing, schools, libraries, so that we can reach audiences in addition to the ones that we reach on our concert series.
Let's mention the other 3 members of the Veronika Quartet.
Yes, well, there's Veronika Afanasieva, Karina Garabova, and Katya Dobrotsvarskaya. I hope I've said these names right.
I wanted you to do that because I would be the one to mispronounce them. All of you make up the Veronika String Quartet, and again celebrating your 25th anniversary, founded in 1989, and 2 of the founding members also performing. The event coming up is Transcendency, music by Charles Ives, Shostakovich and Tchaikovsky. There will be 2 performances, the first in Pueblo at Ascension Episcopal Church, 420 West 18th Street. That'll be Saturday, January 17th at 7:30 p.m. The second performance the following day, Sunday, January 18th at 2 p.m. at the Colorado Springs Fine Arts Center. For the Pueblo concert, you can get ticket information at 719-295-7200. And for the Fine Arts Center, csfineartscenter.org, or you can call them at 719-634-5583. Thank you so much for coming in, Scott. And are you celebrating your 35th anniversary as a professional musician? You premiered with the San Francisco Symphony.
Well, you know, I guess I just about am.
Can I say that? Would I be out of line by saying that?
No, you wouldn't. I'm still. I hope I have 35 more years.
Excellent. And maybe someday you can come back and we can talk about your life and career. It seems like you've done many things from that time with the San Francisco Symphony.
Yeah, there's always more to do.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me here.